Have you ever smelled a lie? It's not a scent you can place. Not like burnt toast or fresh-cut grass. It's the absence of something. The absence of truth. For me, it smelled like Chanel No. 5. A perfume my wife, Sarah, only wore on our anniversary. She was wearing it on a Tuesday afternoon, just to go to the grocery store on the corner of Rush Street in Chicago. The bottle sat on her vanity almost full, but the air in our pristine Gold Coast apartment was thick with it. She kissed my cheek, her lips cooled, her eyes distant. An hour later, she returned, the scent gone, replaced by the sterile, anonymous smell of soap and something else. Something like the crisp, cold scent of another man's expensive cologne. That was the moment the first crack appeared in the foundation of my world. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The humiliation began subtly. It was in the way she'd angle her phone away from me, the screen's glow casting a furtive light on her face. It was in the late-night work emergencies that started piling up, her excuses always just plausible enough to make me feel like a fool for questioning them. We were the perfect couple, the ones our friends envied. We had the apartment overlooking Lake Michigan, the matching German cars, the life we'd meticulously built over a decade. But now, a stranger was living in my home, wearing my wife's face. Her behavior grew stranger, colder. The easy laughter we once shared was replaced by a tight, forced smile. "You're being paranoid, James," she'd say, her voice dripping with a condescending pity that made my skin crawl. "Maybe you should talk to someone." She was gaslighting me, turning my own love and trust into weapons against me. The discovery wasn't a single dramatic explosion. It was a slow, agonizing bleed. A credit card receipt for a dinner for two at a restaurant ID, never been to, Gibson, S-Bar, and Steakhouse on Rush Street, a place we both knew I disliked. A hushed phone call she ended the second I walked into the room, her face pale with panic. The villains, Sarah and him, felt untouchable. I saw a text flash on her lock screen one night as she slept, a name I didn't recognize. Mark. "Last night was incredible," it read. My world tilted on its axis. I felt the air leave my lungs, a physical punch to the gut. That was the night I broke. I sat in the dark of our living room, the city lights of Chicago twinkling below, and I wept. Not loud, racking sobs, but silent, hot tears of a man whose life had just been stolen from him. But then, something inside me shifted. The grief curdled into a cold, hard resolve. The broken man was gone, replaced by someone strategic, ruthless. My pain became my fuel. I started gathering proof. I hired a private investigator, a grizzled ex-cop, who operated out of a dusty office in the Loop. He was expensive, but worth every penny. He gave me photos. Photos of Sarah and Mark, leaving a boutique hotel on North Michigan Avenue, her hand tucked in his arm, laughing. Photos of them in a secluded booth at a dimly lit bar, his hand on her thigh. I saved every text, every email. I installed a keylogger on her laptop. I became a ghost in my own life, documenting the depth of her betrayal with chilling precision. The trap was set. Sarah's father was a senior partner at a major law firm downtown Baker McKenzie. Her family's reputation was everything. I learned that Mark was a rising star at a rival investment firm, a man whose career was built on an image of aggressive integrity. My plan had two fronts, legal and social. I filed for divorce, but I didn't serve her the papers. Not yet. I waited. I waited for her father's annual charity gala, the biggest social event of their year, held at the Four Seasons. I knew she and Mark would be there. They were arrogant. They were careless. The night of the gala, I watched from across the ballroom as she glittered in a new dress, Mark by her side, whispering in her ear. They thought they were invisible. During her father's keynote speech, as he spoke about family values and integrity, my lawyer walked in. He didn't make a scene. He simply walked over to Sarah, handed her the divorce papers, and then handed a second envelope to Mark. Inside Mark's envelope was a single, glossy 8x10 photo of him and Sarah leaving that hotel, along with a letter detailing my intent to sue him for alienation of affection, citing his violation of his firm's morality clause. Panic flashed across their faces. Then, as if on cue, A dozen screens around the ballroom, which had been displaying the charity's logo, flickered. They lit up with a slideshow, photos of their secret dinners, screenshots of their explicit texts. The hushed whispers in the room grew into a roar. Sarah's father stopped his speech, his face a mask of horror. She was ruined publicly and completely. Her father's firm dropped her as a client, and Mark was fired the next day. The social fallout was catastrophic. I left Chicago. I didn't need to see the aftermath. The silence in my new life is heavy, but it's an honest silence. I wonder if she ever thinks about that Tuesday, about the perfume she wore just for him. The quiet is the loudest sound in the house now. The end.